Hey everyone, today we're making vegan steaks. Now I know you've seen the recipe for vegan steaks on this platform as well as other platforms. I'm posting this video as a foundation video because I will use these steaks in other recipes which I plan to post very shortly. I wish I could join you on camera, but this quarantine has me not wanting to do my hair or my makeup. But we'll see each other soon. Alright, so here's everything that you're going to need. So that's nutritional yeast. You're going to need 2 tablespoons of that. In this bowl is 1.25 cups of vital wheat gluten. In this bowl I have half a cup of mashed chickpeas, or you can use any white bean. This is half a cup of vegetable broth. And then I have all our spices. So it's a mix of 1 teaspoon of paprika, 1 teaspoon of onion and garlic powder each, half a teaspoon of black pepper, half a teaspoon of salt. We're going to need 2 tablespoons of that tomato paste, and then 2 tablespoons of these of the coconut aminos, or you can use soy sauce. So now we have our bowl. We're going to build our steaks by adding in our chickpeas first. And then I'm going to speed things up a little bit. So we're adding in our coconut aminos, followed by the tomato paste, followed by our nutritional yeast. And we're going to, just so you know, it's 2 tablespoons of each of those. And now we're going to give this a nice little mix with our spoon. Once it's well incorporated, we're going to throw in all our spices. So I just threw that in all at once. And again, mix until it's fully incorporated. And now it's time to throw in our vital wheat gluten. So that's 1.25 cups of vital wheat gluten going into our bowl. Okay, so now it's time to take things slow. So I'm going to slowly mix in that vital wheat gluten just to make sure I get all those ingredients incorporated. And now I'm going to add in 1/4 cup of our veggie broth and mix that in again slowly because I'm trying to incorporate and work in all of those ingredients. And then eventually I'm going to add the other 1/4 cup and mix that in as well. And then we're going to get back to incorporating all these ingredients. Set that spoon aside and get your hands right into this dough. So you want to knead all these ingredients together. You should knead about 3 to 4 minutes just so everything is well incorporated. It may seem like it's going to be dry, but it's actually perfect if you measure out everything correctly. Okay, next out of the bowl and onto your counter. I'm going to use my hands to flatten out this dough. My goal is to get it to a rectangle kind of shape. It doesn't necessarily work out that way, but just flatten it out nice enough where when you cut it, you're going to have 4 equal portions. So first I'm going to, or close to equal. So first I'm going to cut this dough in half, and then I'm going to take that half, or those halves, and cut those in halves as well. So those are going to be your 4 steaks. Okay, so we're going to take 1 portion of our steak and now we're going to roll it out. So if you have a rolling pin, great, or just use any rolling pin shaped item. Your goal is to get this steak to about 1/4 inch thick, and in a steak shape would be nice if you can get it that way. Remember, it's going to thicken up as you steam it, so 1/4 inch is good to start with. Okay, so I rolled out all 4 of my steaks, but I can only cook 2 at a time. So I placed 2 on my steaming basket and right into a pot of water. You're going to steam for 45 minutes. So that's about 22 minutes on each side. So make sure you turn your steak over halfway through. So it's time to multitask. So while the steaks are doing their thing, we're going to build our marinade. So we have our freezer bag in the back, and then I use liquid smoked coconut aminos, vegan Worcestershire sauce, blue agave nectar, my usual spices, so onion and garlic powder, black pepper, smoked paprika, salt of course, and then that mushroom and company, I love that product, so I use that as well, and then our grapeseed oil and butter. This recipe right here is good for 2 steaks. If you want to do it for all 4, just double the ingredients. So right now I'm starting out with 3 tablespoons of the coconut aminos, followed by 1 tablespoon of our vegan Worcestershire sauce, And then I'm going to follow that up with our spices. So I am measuring, but I typically go back in and add more. But I did start out with a 1/4 teaspoon each of the paprika, of the onion powder, as well as the garlic powder. So a 1/4 teaspoon each of all those. And then I'm going to follow that up with this Mushroom and Company product that I got from Trader Joe's. I really love this stuff. If you don't have it, grab it. It's, I think, $1.99. So I just freestyle on that. And then a 1/4 teaspoon of the black pepper and the salt. And again, you can freestyle or add a little bit more. I like my vegan steaks or any vegan beef that I do to have like a smoky kind of flavor. So I use 1/2 teaspoon of this liquid smoke. It is an optional item, so you don't have to use it, but I love that flavor. So half a teaspoon of that, and then 1 tablespoon of our agave, just to give it a little bit of sweetness. And now it's time to get all those things mixed up. Okay, so after 45 minutes, you want to pull the steaks off the counter. Make sure you don't overcook those. So 45 minutes is perfect. 22 minutes on each side. The steaks are going to have some of that chickpea on there. Don't worry about that. It's going to cook off. So I did put the steaks into our Ziploc bag along with the marinade while they were still hot. In my brain, it just made me feel like it would absorb it better if it was still hot. So there's no problem in doing that. And you want to mix it together in the bag and then leave this bag on the counter for at least 30 minutes on each side. So an hour in total at least, but you can go longer. So I added 2 tablespoons of grapeseed oil and then 1 tablespoon of butter. The butter is going to give it a little bit more flavor. And I'm using this pan because I wanted grill marks on my vegan steaks. Of course, you can use any pan. And I'm going to place my steaks in. So I did 2 steaks. My other 2 steaks, after I steamed them and marinated them, I just put them in the freezer. So you can do that as well, if you're not going to need all 4. Okay, so I am cooking these steaks on medium to high heat. And I'm going to cook them at about, or maybe for about 4 to 5 minutes on each side. You don't want to cook them too long because obviously they'll be overcooked. So 4 to 5 minutes on each side is perfect. So I really wanted grill marks, but I didn't want to overcook my steak. So in that last minute of cooking, here's a trick that I did. I shot this after the fact. I took a piece of aluminum foil. I placed a can of something heavy on top of it. And then after a minute, you remove that can, you remove the aluminum foil, and you get your grill marks. And I didn't have to overcook it to get that. So it was perfect. Alright guys, here you have it, our vegan steaks with grill marks. I love vegan steaks. I make them maybe once a month anytime I have some free time because they do take quite a bit of time to make. But I like to have them on deck in the freezer for when I'm feeling for a stir fry or a burrito or just simply steak and potatoes. So if you like what you see, please hit that like button as well as comment on my video. I appreciate those comments. You can hit that subscribe and that notification bell so you're notified with new videos. I will be posting how I use these steaks very shortly, and follow me on my Instagram. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great day and take care.